People think they know you. They think they can read you. But here's the truth. They're terrified of the quiet ones. The ones who don't shout. The ones who don't make a scene. You walk through their chaos like it's nothing. You don't get intimidated. Not easily. You've seen the nonsense before. You've felt it gnaw at others, but it bounces off you, leaves you standing taller, and the look on their faces when you just handle it differently. Priceless. Nah. They want reactions. They thrive on tension. They feed on fear. But you serve something else. Calm, control, a kind of cold, unspoken power that makes them second-guess their whole approach. They misread your silence for weakness. That's their mistake. They think if they push, if they test, if they corner, you'll break. Huh? Little do they know, your way of handling BS is a chess game. Every move calculated, every pause measured. You don't explode. You don't play the loud game. You pivot. You redirect. You rise above the petty chaos they throw. Look at them. The ones who think toughness is about noise, about bravado. The ones who wear anger like armor. They don't get it. Strength doesn't always roar. Sometimes strength waits, watches, learns. And when it strikes, it's precise, silent, deadly in its efficiency. That's you. You've got the patience others lack, the clarity they envy, and yes, the nerve, because it takes courage to stand firm when the world expects you to crumble, to smile when they want you to scream. That's the difference. That's your edge. No, no, no. Don't tell me you haven't felt it. The judgment, the assumptions, the whispers behind your back, the sideways glances when they think no one is looking. They think they can intimidate you with stares, with words, with little power plays. But you're already 10 steps ahead. You've already seen the pattern. You know the game. And instead of reacting, you adapt. You handle it quietly, with skill, like a shadow moving through a room full of chaos. And every time, every single time, it leaves them unsettled, confused, because they expected fireworks. They got strategy. This world, it's a loud world, full of noise, full of people trying to make themselves appear bigger than they are, trying to scare others into compliance, trying to dominate, trying to win in ways that leave scars. But not you. You've chosen a different path, a smarter path. You've chosen subtlety, observation, timing, precision, and that's more dangerous than any shout. Because while others tire themselves out with theatrics, you conserve energy. You wait, you watch, you strike when it counts. And when you do, it's a quiet chaos that echoes far longer than anything they could scream about. And here's the kicker. They can't figure you out. They can't box you in. They can't predict your reactions because they're all based on old rules, outdated games. They live in a world of explosions while you live in a world of moves, quiet moves, strategic moves. Your calm isn't lack of emotion, it's control. And control, it terrifies people more than anger ever could. That's the hidden power you've always had. The power they'll never understand, because they measure strength by noise, by reaction, by the volume of chaos you generate. You've measured it all by outcome. So lean in, listen close, This isn't a pep talk about being flashy. This isn't a lecture on confrontation. This is the way of the silent operator. The one who sees, understands, and moves differently. Who handles the ridiculous, the petty, the manipulative, in a way that leaves others rattled. It's not about winning arguments. It's about controlling the battlefield without anyone realizing it. And by the time they figure out what happened, it's already over, already done, already mastered. Now here's where most people fail. They try to mimic your silence without understanding the rules. They try to copy your calm without building the foundation. And they crumble. They fail. They react like everyone else. But you're different. You've built something stronger, harder, smarter. Your silence isn't empty. It's loaded, packed with purpose. And that's why when they look at you, they feel the unease. They see a person who won't conform, who won't flinch, who won't fall for the usual games. And deep down, they fear it. All right, now we get to the meat of it. The part everyone struggles with. How do you really handle nonsense differently? Not with screams, not with empty threats, not with the fake bravado they expect. No, you do it quietly, purposefully, like a predator in the shadows, waiting for the right moment. Here's how. Observe. Sounds simple, doesn't it? But most people don't. They react. They fire first and think later. You watch, you listen. Every tone, every twitch, every glance, they're giving away their strategy. And you're absorbing it all. Mental notes, patterns forming, weaknesses revealing themselves. While they think they're testing you, you're already 3 moves ahead. That's the advantage of silence. Stay calm. Everyone else loses their head when pushed. Their faces turn red. Their voices rise. But your calm is like a weapon. It frustrates them. It confuses them. They expect a fight, but they get stillness. And in that stillness, they expose themselves. They show the cracks, the holes in their plan. And you make a choice, a move, or you wait. Timing is everything. Choose your battles. Yes, you could react to every little jab, every tiny provocation, but you don't. You're not impulsive. You're intentional. You pick what matters. You understand the cost of engagement. Sometimes walking away is stronger than any retort. Sometimes silence screams louder than words. And they notice. Oh, they notice. And that plants seeds of doubt in their minds. Doubt they didn't have before. Respond strategically. When you do act, it's precise, short, direct, effective, nothing wasted. You don't let anger dictate your actions. You let strategy dictate them. It's a simple equation. Calm mind plus calculated move equals control. And they never see it coming the way they expect. They're always off balance, reacting to you instead of you reacting to them. That's power. Quiet, measured power. Maintain the edge. This isn't a one-time trick. It's a mindset, a lifestyle. You stay alert. You refine your instincts. You strengthen your patience. Every interaction becomes data. Every provocation becomes a test, not of your patience alone, but of theirs. And each time you reinforce your method, You're not a loud fighter, you're a quiet strategist. And that makes you dangerous in a way they'll never admit. Here's the truth, the real kicker. Most people fear confrontation because they imagine chaos, noise, hurt. But you've seen the patterns. You've felt the BS coming before it lands. And instead of flinching, you manipulate it, redirect it. Like water flowing around a stone. They push, you pivot. They corner, you vanish. They strike, you anticipate. And in every scenario, you're the calm eye in a storm they can't navigate. Let me give it to you straight. Think about the last time someone tried to rattle you. The glare, the words dripping with mockery, the invisible pressure. Did you snap? No. Did you overreact? No. You did something else, something smarter. You handled it. You adapted. You moved without noise. And when it was over, they were the ones questioning themselves. They didn't see the game. They didn't see the play. But you walked away with the win, and they didn't even know it happened. That's the art of silent dominance. And here's the beauty. It doesn't require aggression. You don't need to intimidate them with volume. You don't need to shout. You don't need to escalate. Your power lies in observation, patience, and subtle influence. The way you handle BS is like a shadow that touches everything without being seen. And that's why they fear it. That's why they call you a silent thug. Not because you're violent, but because you're effective. Relentlessly effective. Quietly devastating. Finally, remember this. Every time they try to push, every time they test, every time they assume you'll react like everyone else, you gain insight, you gain leverage. And leverage is everything. They may never understand your methods. They may never see your moves until it's too late. And that's the point. You don't need validation. You don't need recognition. You just need control. And with control, nothing shakes you. Nothing breaks you. Nothing surprises you because you already saw it coming. So yes, laugh at the chaos. Smile at the noise. Watch them stumble over their own expectations. You don't play by their rules. You play by yours. Silent, calculated, strategic. And in that silence, you dominate. Not loudly, not with fear, but with mastery. That's how you handle BS differently. That's how you move through a world full of noise without being consumed by it. And that, my friend, is where true strength lies. You're not just a silent operator. You're a strategist of perception. Every glance you give, every pause you take, every breath you control, it's a signal, not for them, not for the world, for yourself. And they're watching, analyzing, guessing, and missing the point entirely. While they try to decode the calm, you're already weaving the next layer of control. You're the unseen hand, guiding the chaos without ever touching it directly. Let's talk about the battlefield. The real battlefield. Not streets, not offices, not classrooms. The mind. That's where battles are won. That's where reactions are born. And here's the thing. Most people fight with emotion. Loud, frantic, reactive. They're wolves screaming at shadows. But you're the fox in the dark. Quiet, observant, calculating. You move around the predators. You pick your path. You choose the moment when your strike, your word, your decision, your action lands. And when it does, it lands like thunder, silent, but unforgettable. Now let's get practical. Set the tone, not by words, not by threats, by presence. You enter a room and people feel it, a subtle shift. Their pulse quickens slightly. Their bravado wavers. You haven't said a word. You don't need to, because energy speaks louder than sound. And yours? Controlled, steady, uneasy for everyone else. That's your first victory. Read them. Every twitch, every hesitation, every little slip of emotion, they can't hide it from you. They think they're masking their intentions, They're broadcasting them. And you're tuning in. You're cataloging. You're building a map of their weaknesses without touching them, without escalating. By the time they realize it, you've already set the stage for your move. Redirect. People come at you expecting resistance, shock, anger, retaliation. But you don't meet force with force. You meet it with finesse. You bend it. You flow around it, like water carving stone. They push. You pivot. They provoke. You redirect. And each time, their own momentum works against them. They fall into patterns they didn't even see forming. And the best part? They don't even know you guided them there. Now that's art. Control the narrative. It's subtle, but it's powerful. People talk. They speculate. They think they understand. But you decide what they actually perceive. Through silence, through timing, through carefully measured reactions or non-reactions, you guide their assumptions. You make them play the game on your terms, not theirs. And when the truth finally hits them, it's a revelation they weren't ready for. That's leverage. Master your exit. Every interaction, every confrontation, every test has a window of resolution. Know when to strike. Know when to vanish. Know when to leave them questioning everything. Because the silent operator isn't just about engagement. It's about timing. About leaving echoes in the minds of others that last far longer than any shout ever could. Here's the secret. They'll never tell you. The quieter you are, the louder your influence becomes. The less they see you reacting, the more they feel you controlling. The fewer words you waste, the greater your power grows. And this is your advantage, your method, your style. The world doesn't reward quiet mastery, but it reacts to it constantly. And that reaction, that's your playground. So now you know. Now you see why they call you a silent thug. Not because you're violent, not because you dominate through noise, but because you dominate differently. Through observation, through patience, through strategy, through subtle chaos that leaves them scrambling for answers while you walk calmly through the storm. That's the path. That's the edge. That's the mindset. Listen close, because this is where it all comes together. The silence, the strategy, the calm. It all builds to this, the final layer, the ultimate edge. Part 4 isn't about teaching theory, it's about living it. Walking through the world like a shadow that leaves chaos in its wake, without a sound. Own your presence. People will try to define you, label you, predict you. Don't let them. Your silence is your signature. Enter a room, step into a conversation, move through conflict. The world feels you before they see you. Every glance they steal, every pause they take, they're measuring, guessing, second guessing. And that hesitation, that's your advantage. Own it. Love it. Never react. Always respond. There's a difference. Reacting is chaos. It's loud, impulsive, messy. Responding, calculated, precise, controlled. You observe, you assess, you decide. Your moves aren't dictated by anger or fear. They're dictated by strategy. And that makes you unpredictable, uncatchable, unshaken. Turn pressure into power. Everyone else collapses under stress. They argue, they lash out, they panic. You let it flow through you. You convert it into clarity, insight, focus. You turn their attacks into lessons. Their chaos becomes your map. Their tension becomes your fuel. While they burn out, you sharpen. While they stumble, you rise. Rule 4. Control the story. Let them talk. Let them speculate. Let them think they're winning. You're always writing the narrative, not with words, but with presence, action, and silence. People believe what you allow them to believe, and by the time they realize the truth, it's already too late. They're playing a game you designed, and they never knew it. Choose your exits, like a master. Every encounter has a closing move. Every confrontation has a final act. Know it. Master it. Leave them questioning everything. Leave them unsettled. Leave them guessing. Because the silent operator doesn't just navigate conflict, they leave their mark in subtle echoes that linger long after they're gone. Now here's the secret to it all. The final twist. The thing they'll never tell you. It's not about being loud. It's not about winning every fight. It's about building presence that commands respect without demanding it. About moving through a world of noise and leaving order in your wake. About having eyes in the back of your mind and a calm pulse at the center of every storm.